Welcome back. In the last two videos, I talked about why people buy from one realtor and they don't buy from another. I also talked about the emotional triggers, and I honestly hope that you incorporated at least one of those triggers into your conversion or that opportunity for transformation and change and approach your leads in a completely different way. My name is Natasha Rajabova. I am owner of QSI Social and social media trainer for real estate professionals. Today, I'm especially excited to present this video to you. Not only do I have something at the end, but how to put these emotional triggers and everything that we talked about in the last two videos into action. So how can it be done? How can you incorporate emotional triggers and buying behaviors into converting your leads? And that is done through nurturing campaigns. Nurturing campaigns are a series of emails that you send to your database, and whenever a lead enters, that's when they get into that drip campaign, and you drip them for a specific period of time to convert them. On an average, when a lead enters their information, when they respond to your ad on whether it's Facebook or Instagram, they're usually about 2 to 6 months from transacting. Yes, and that is why your leads are not converting right away. At the moment when they enter their information, I would say 90% of leads are only looking for additional information or some additional valuable information, well, to assess you as a realtor and see if you can work together, or to find a comparison to their home and see how much their house is worth or what can they get for it at the end. So if your leads are not converting right away, it doesn't mean they're garbage leads. They're just not ready to do so. They might be ready in about 2 to 6 months. So what is a nurturing campaign? A nurturing campaign is a series of emails, and it serves three purposes. Number one is to provide valuable information. Number two, use emotional triggers to lead your leads to actually buy and convert. And number three, establish your authority. So the length of this drip campaigns should be between 2 to 6 months. And this is the time that your leads need to take in order to transact. I want to share with you 6 topics for your drip campaigns, which if you're sending it bi-weekly, will take you upwards of 3 months to send those emails. So let's start. The first one is introduction. This is where you introduce yourself and show your leads how you can create that opportunity for transformation and change for them. And this feeling of transformation and change we discussed in the first video. The introduction email is very important because when they respond to your ad on social media, they don't really know anything about you. So when you start sending them emails with properties or sold properties right away without introducing yourself, they're not going to make that connection with you, and they're going to sort of disregard your emails right away. In the second email, we go right into the emotional trigger, and I use value of owning real estate as one of those emotional triggers in the second email. Give examples of feeling of value when owning real estate, and you can refer back to the value formula. Third email is giving examples of sold properties in the area. And if you don't have any sold properties because you're just starting out or you're getting into the business after some period of time, you borrow sold properties from your brokerage in a very specific area. But don't just plaster those in your email and send it off. Write a little story about those sold properties. How those people came to find this property, what led them to buy this property, not the other one, how it made them feel owning this property or actually winning the bid if there was a bid for the property. The fourth email is going back to the emotional triggers. In this example, we're going to use competition. Competition is very fierce right now. And in this email, you should use this emotional trigger to establish authority. What did you do for your client to win over competition and buy the house of their dreams. So give an example of helping your clients overcoming the competition, how many offers were presented at that point, and how you helped this client to get the house or the home of their dreams. In the fifth email, you can showcase properties for sale. So we already talked about the value that you bring, the value of owning a home. You talked about the sold properties in the area, and you also talked about the competition. At this point, your audience is ready to see, okay, so what is on the market right now? And they might react to them and reply to your email to see some of the properties. In the sixth email, we go back to the emotional triggers. And in this time, we use fear as an emotional trigger, fear of missing out. You can give an example or an article where the prognosis of prices going up again in real estate, and use this to really push your leads a little bit into making the decision of actually getting into the market of buying real estate. But again, even in the previous video, I talked about fear and using fear as an emotional trigger, and use it very carefully. You don't want to scare your leads away saying that, you know what, I'm going to wait. I'm too afraid to get in. I'm afraid that I'm not going to get anything. So really twisting that fear factor into a complete different direction than what you hoped for. So just very slightly letting them know that the prices are projected to go up. This is what's happening in the market, and maybe this is the great time for you to buy. Maybe talk about the mortgage rates right now and how lucrative it is to get into the market. And, but also saying in the same context that, you know what, this prices or these rates are not going to stay for a very long time. So again, using emotional triggers to let people know that this is the time to get in the market, but at the same time, you're establishing your authority and expertise and knowledge in the market. And I'm going to give you a bonus, the seventh topic for your drip campaigns, and that in this email, you can actually combine sold properties and for sale properties. So how much that property was sold for, again, maybe attracting sellers, and what are the properties for sale right now in the area, hence attracting buyers. So here you go. I shared with you 7 topics for a drip campaign. Now, you don't have to create them bi-weekly. I understand that everybody's strapped for time. You can actually create them ahead of time and schedule them to come out automatically. I totally understand the emails with the sold properties and for sale properties you have to create at that time, because obviously properties get sold very quickly. But you can create a template for those emails and just plug in those properties right before you send out that email, which makes it easier for you and you save time on those drip campaigns. So these drip campaigns are an example of soft selling. You're not screaming at the corner saying, buy, buy, buy from me, and where people say, you know what, I'm not ready, you're too pushy. You're actually establishing your authority and expertise, where you provide valuable information and expert information to your audience. And at the end of the day, you're making that connection where they end up or come back buying from you when they're ready, and not from another real estate professional. So in the last 3 videos, I shared with you the opportunity for transformation and change. I shared with you the emotional triggers, and I also combined them all and how you can incorporate them and keep your audience active until they're ready to buy. So I want to invite you to join me in my training, 6 steps converting leads into clients. It's going to be happening on November 3rd at 10 a.m. The link to join is right in the description of this video. I will be going through those 6 steps along with additional information. I will have guides and worksheets for you to download and actually incorporate the emotional triggers and drip campaigns into your daily business. And it's going to be a fantastic training. And we're also going to talk about the L2C process, automated process at the end of the training. So join me. It's going to be November 3rd at 10 a.m. The link to join is right in the description of this video. You guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.